Harry, today's topic is should Christians judge? And we're going to be in Matthew chapter 7. And I'm going to read the first three verses, first three words. It says, do not judge. Go ahead, Harry.
Yeah, the first three words. This will be a very short story. How much clearer do we need to be? Half the people we know are gossips. They don't read this verse. The other half read these three words and feel holy. I do my thing, you do yours, we'll all get along. The rest of the verse, or you too will be judged. Seriously, this is serious, as we know, coming from Jesus. We'll come back in a bit. Let's go to verse 15, please.
Yeah, it says, watch out for false prophets. They will come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ferocious wolves.
Yeah, so here, beware of false prophets. Do their name tags say false prophets? No, they all have a good prophet name tag. So how can we know the difference without judging? We cannot, but this is a different kind of judging. Let's go back a little further. Matthew chapters 5, 6, and 7, in my mind, are the foundation teachings of the Christian faith. We have about 20 main teachings, sort of like the Ten Commandments were to the Old Testament people. In chapter 7, we have verse 1 to 5 telling us not to judge, verse 15 to 20 telling us to beware of false teachers, and then in verse 21 to 23 warning against becoming associated with false disciples, described as the leading people in your circle who feel they have a special arrangement with God and don't know God at all. Stay a long way away from them. You can't help them, but make sure you don't fall for them. Again, we need to judge to know them. Now back to do not judge. These 5 verses to me is how we should treat our peers, these people who are just like us, loving the Lord and wanting to please him in our simple, humble service. We are not to judge ourselves to be better or worse than them. We all have our faults and weaknesses. Let us all love each other and love the Lord and sing his praises. Here's the project. Let's say we have a Christian friend that lies a lot. That's not okay. Could you read verse 4 and 5?
Yeah, it says, how can you say to your brother, let me take the speck out of your eye when all the time there's a plank in your own eye? You hypocrite. First take the plank out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye.
We are told to help them, but first make sure you are clean and go to them in love. Explain that as Christians, we read in Matthew 5:37, we have to speak truth for sure, but that is hard to do. They might resent, but if we do it in love, speaking gospel truth is important. We all have faults we are not clearly aware of our own. As a family of God, we need to encourage and correct each other. That is what Do Not Judge is all about. Remember, back when you were a kid, around the supper table, did people speak truth there? For sure. Everyone straightening each other up. In love, out of love, didn't matter, all correcting each other. Maybe a bad example. But as a family of God, we too need to speak truth to each other in love. Do not to lord it over others, but to learn and to teach from each other.
Amen. And thanks a lot for this, Harry.
Thank you.